It is impossible to start an IMTS without speaking with Peter Eelman, who is the Vice President of Exhibitions and Business Development for AMT, the Association for Manufacturing Technology. Peter, IMTS 2018, what's the theme?
I think the biggest thing that visitors will notice this year is the speed that technology is coming to market. Things that were just ideas only a few years ago are already mainstream. You're going to see that throughout the show. It's a theme that everywhere you look, things are coming to market quicker, technology is moving faster, and the digital revolution is here.
Well, the other thing that's been speedy is all of these numbers that continually increase. I understand there's some records this year.
Oh my goodness, we're in a very good space in manufacturing. Manufacturing technology is finishing a couple of very, very good years. The growth is outstanding, very strong in the United States and throughout the world, really, and it's being reflected in IMTS. We are going to see at this show the largest number of exhibitors, the largest number of individual booths, the largest square footage, and we hope the largest registration.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers are crossed.
I think we're well on our way.
We are well on the way. If we have our normal crowd here at IMTS, maybe by tomorrow we can have a little announcement on air.
Well, we'll have to keep you posted, and you'll have to stay tuned to IMTS TV, found at imts.tv online. Now, when visitors approach IMTS, I understand there's some new entrance units. Talk to us about how IMTS 2018 is graphically or physically welcoming the visitors.
I'll tell you what, when we talked about the speed of technology coming to market and becoming mainstream, there's no better example than our display pieces, our entrance units. Our entrance units feature the marrying of 3D printing, additive manufacturing, with regular normal manufacturing, all put together just in the way that you would a normal entrance unit for a trade show. So something that was as exotic and unusual and exciting as 3D printing, that's part of the family now here at IMTS.
Well, also part of the family is the growth and expansion of the amount of space taken up here at McCormick Place. A brand new hall, level 2 of the East building. What's there?
Well, I wouldn't call it brand new. Level 2 in the East Hall used to be a big part of IMTS, but we haven't occupied it in several years. It used to be tooling and work holding before we built the West building here. Bet you didn't know that.
I did know that. I stand corrected. I understand the point you're making.
But
What's
here's
there
the
now?
here's
What's
the
there
real
now?
here's the real point. The real point is we're now occupying all of McCormick Place. We are the first show to be on every level, in every hall, in every ballroom. The show has grown to a magnificent size. And in the lower level in the East building, we have our Hanover Mesa Partners expansion, and we also have additional CAD/CAM components. It's just an IMTS growth area. And now the entire East building is filled, as it was many, many years ago. South building, North building, West building, all completely filled.
So all completely filled, and some attractions are growing. The Emerging Technology Center is not new, but new this year, there are 2 ETCs. North building, West building. Let's start with North building. What can be found there?
North building is our traditional spot for the Emerging Technology Center, and this year we've decided to focus that area on the digital transformation in manufacturing. There are a number of exhibits there that feature the digital trend, the digital thread that is now throughout manufacturing, and it will walk you through how you can take your company and move it forward in this train of technology that's moving on. We've also got a new Emerging Technology Center in the West building. The Emerging Technology Center West is now strictly devoted to additive manufacturing. Additive manufacturing has become such a big part of IMTS, and again, returning to that theme of everything is moving faster. Just a few years ago, additive was part of the Emerging Technology Center. Now, not only is it an Emerging Technology Center, there's more than 30,000 square feet at IMTS of additive companies selling equipment just like every other exhibitor at IMTS.
Well, one of the attractions that can be found in the Emerging Technology Center in the West building is the Die in the Day scavenger hunt. That's new. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, in much of the theme that we talked about our entrance units, where you're taking different technologies and putting them together, everything isn't going to be made by an additive process. It's going to be married to traditional manufacturing. It's going to be built together with design, and that's what we're trying to show in our Die in a Day display, where we're actually doing some 3D printing parts, moving them to different exhibitors throughout the hall, finishing it, and by the end of the day, a finished part will be delivered by 4 o'clock every day.
Well, you know what else needs to be delivered all throughout the day are the visitors going amongst the 4 buildings of McCormick Place, since we're bigger than ever. And a new way to do that is the ride experience featuring Ollie.
That's right.
What's this about?
That's right. Many of you who have been to IMTS might remember Ollie was introduced as a concept at the last IMTS. Ollie is an autonomous vehicle, partly 3D printed, partly made in traditional manufacturing process. It is shuttled using IBM Watson technology. You don't have a driver. It goes from the north building over to the east building and back, and visitors will be able to hop on board and get the experience of what is actually going to be introduced at many college campuses and various places around the country in the next year. Ollie has become mainstream. That's a product of Local Motors.
So exciting. And that's what IMTS is known for, bringing concepts in, figuring things out, experimenting, and then it's a huge success when it gets to go out and become a part of the world.
IMTS is really bringing ideas to market. We say our big theme for this show, where dreamers and doers connect. A lot of this product, a lot of these technologies, they were dreams, but the doers took over, and now they're part of our market.
Well, and one of the great things about IMTS is it focuses on the entire manufacturing industry, and it focuses on any company, any shop of any size or shape or specialty, but there is something specific for job shops called the Top Shops Workshop. What's that about?
That's right. One of our key visitor groups at IMTS has always been what's called as job shop or contract shop, and there are so many in the Chicago area alone, in suburban Chicago, that we decided as a show to honor this group and put some programs together for them. So throughout the show there'll be various conferences, programs that are put together under the Top Shops banner so that our local job shop community and indeed contract shops throughout the country can take advantage of it. The big day is Thursday in W4 375, I think, over in the West Building. There'll be conferences, meetings, and ongoing through the show. There are a number of promotions for job shops, our partners in IMTS.
Well, today's Technology Center is not new to IMTS 2018, but what is new within the TTC?
Well, you're going to see an airplane. A little small personal airplane. You can, maybe you could take it home with you and
Can we have
fly
a
out
ride?
of McCormick Place. Well, maybe you should take the first ride in it. We'll go
I
right out
mean-
through the concourse. Well, we're known for taking the car out through the
Exactly,
concourse.
we have to-
Maybe we should just take the plane
We
out
have
through
to
the
show it
concourse.
works.
But you'll see a nice replica of how the plane was constructed, what the new technology that was involved in design, through the parts, through the assembly, through the building of the airplane. It's really a cool display.
And if you want to see that cool display, it is located in the North Lobby, which is booth 236900. All right, also in the North Building is the Smart Manufacturing Hub. What's that?
Our partners with SME have come through the exhibitor base and put together a whole bunch of programs that you can take in bite-sized pieces. You can come to the Smart Manufacturing Hub and sign up for short 10-minute presentations just to get a little slice of some new technology and some of the ideas that are out there. There's a schedule posted outside. It's kind of a drop-in system, so you don't have to commit a whole day to your conferences and not have time to walk around IMTS. But if you look at it and say, hey, I'd really like to know something more about that topic, stop in, get your 10 minutes, and move on your way.
Well, speaking of conferences, there are 9 conferences happening all around McCormick Place. The largest and the longest running is the IMTS conference. What can we find there? Why is it a benefit to drop into those sessions?
IMTS conference has been a partner of ours in IMTS. We built the conference up. As you mentioned, there are a number of other conferences along with it. The show has become the manufacturing experience, the full manufacturing experience. What can you do in these conferences? Pretty much everything. Everything to do with the pavilions. They are keyed by our pavilions. So if you're deep into some metal cutting questions, maybe some new materials, that's the place to go and say, yeah, I want want to machine some titanium. How do I do it? Dig in at the conference sessions.
Now, the conference sessions are designed for people that are currently in the workforce. But what about the students? We have the Student Summit. What can we find there this year?
The Student Summit is now the entire lower level, or it's known as the C Hall, in the North Building. All of the exhibits are devoted to presenting our manufacturing industry to the next generation. And in fact, I just was looking at our general sign-up database. It appears that if everybody shows up, which we think they will, the weather's good, we should have almost 20,000 students from local area schools, bussed in from the tri-state area and beyond, that are coming to IMTS to get exposed to the industry, learn. We've got the Student Summit is divided into several areas where students can experience different types of technology in design, in manufacturing, in marrying those two technologies, and the computer side of the business.
Well, completely not technology related, but a fun attraction that is here at IMTS almost all the time is the IMTS Balloon, which isn't just at IMTS, it travels all over the place. What are we doing with the balloon this year?
Well, you know, a lot of people say that Peter and IMTS are full of hot air, and the hot air balloon makes it true. So we are full of hot air. Our hot air balloon is going to make its appearance really just over our shoulders here in a few hours if the wind dies down a little bit, but it'll be here all week. It has been our signature for many years. In fact, this is the third version. Every time we change the logo, we change the hot air balloon. But it does make a trip around the country in the show year and in the off year, and many of our viewers will recognize that the IMTS balloon is on their wall because they have their IMTS calendar every year.
Well, what else should we keep an eye out for here at IMTS 2018?
Well, I think as I mentioned in our open, the biggest thing is have your technology hat on. When you're walking around at this IMTS, this is new stuff. We were walking through even from day one of move-in and saying, wow, that's new. Wow, that's really new. We've got everything from voice-activated machinery to new computer techniques, new design techniques. We're showing robotic cells, all kinds of things that really advance the manufacturing plant as it exists today. We're seeing a transformation at a speed we haven't seen in many, many years, and that's why we're excited, because we think this show can really be a catalyst to really get manufacturers on the track and say, you know what, time to do things differently.
Well, you heard it from Peter Eelman, the Vice President of Exhibitions and Business Development for AMT, the Association for Manufacturing Technology. IMTS 2018 is all about speed, and this week is going to go by really, really fast. So be sure to check out information on all of the attractions that Peter mentioned and everything that can be found at IMTS on IMTS.com, so you can plan your schedule and make sure that you see and do everything that you want to this week.